It's Touhou time! Favorite time of the day. First try Divide Virtues, I'm so cracked right now. It's unbelievable. With it. I'm sick with it right now. Oh, I couldn't have it. No, I'll go sick with it. It's over. I'm the worst player ever. I hate the snail trail. Okay, time to go get wrecked by the early game. That's how this game works. Aya and Kaneko are actually the easiest parts of this game. I capped that. I almost escaped hard by default. Recipe's my fave. It's 14k. It's Jover. Sorry, it's Minariko over. Yeah, my Faith Manager was really good. That was a really good mid-boss cap with this. If my Faith Manager would have been better, I would have a gajillion score right now. Literally, world record pace, SMH. Last, I'm only at 67 mil. You know what's great though? Today is a Friday. That means it's the weekend! Means I don't have to wake up and go to work first thing in the morning. We're so back, just like we're gonna be after this Kaguya fight. Or Kaguya. Kina fight. Kageyama, Kaguya, same thing. My beloved. 82 mil leaving stage 2 is not bad, though. Usual scoring rules. Score runners when you don't have 2 billion points already. And 999,000 faith. The moment of truth. Hardest part of the run right here. Act a human. We're so bad. If we could be a little shy of 150. Like 145, 146? Not with that. Oh, that's dis- Am I losing frames? Okay, lost frames for like 5 seconds. Never mind. No 20 million? It's mini over. Nice. Oh, I messed up. didn't realize they could very quickly go off the screen like that. I think that was a red dude, so it's what, 100 faith? Reach over. This is pretty good faith pace. Not the best I've ever had, but it's close. It's up there. I need to get it. Ooh, I'm gonna be above 70. 70.77? Dude, if only I could hit 77 mil here. $82 mil going into this? Hot damn. And I backed right into it. Oh, I hate this early game. Yeah, we got the early fairy. That's a sign. That's a sign from Minorico. For me. I'm like 3K low on the faith. What? Oh, that's probably I lost another 14K. Full house, thank you for the good luck. Wait, Hobbs, are you wishing me good luck? How dare you? After all this time, huh? Unbelievable. Happy Friday, indeed, happy Friday. It's the weekend. Yippee! But I cannot believe you're wishing me good luck. We've been through this before. Although, what if after this time of not saying good luck? What if now if you say, if I, not that I'm going to, but if I, 68.6 isn't bad. If I happen to win today, what does that mean? There's no way. Well, what if, though? Well, if I don't win, I can just blame you now. So, thanks for... So, honestly, actually, you saying good luck is an easy scapegoat for me. So, your camouflage today. Well, good news. I haven't actually lost a run to Hydro. Lost a run to something else on Stage 4, so, although, I've only done one Hydro today, so... There's still time. Hope this helps. Yeah, thank you. I hope every Exile doll is the worst thing ever. I really gotta pee. That is a certified hitbox moment. That was, once again, proving it right that I only make the worst possible choices on Ogane. What's the worst possible line? Let's hit that line. What? What even killed me? No, I guess there was a bullet on the right and down that was closer than I thought it was. Okay, I gotta pee. I'll be back. Get back. I realize my mic is a volume of. I realized I had my butt mic volume lower than I normally do. That was what was throwing me off. I made my mic too quiet. A 20 mil. No, that was the best pickup I've ever done. 210 flat on the Faith? Incredible how you end up with a flat number like that. It's up to 230? So back? And I did that opening part properly, so we have so much space. Oh, I messed that up, minus 4K. Ooh, just a hair off of 70. What is the hardest part? Rainbow LNN case. Ooh, I mean, that's fairly subjective. I will mention before I give my answer. That is definitely a bit subjective. I would answer Divine Virtues, but I've never gotten to Divine Virtues of Wind God on LNN pace. So, I would say probably that, personally. Like, I feel like that's going to be the answer. But I haven't actually gotten to it on pace. Exile Doll and Hydro Cam were bad, but they're real. The thing is about those two attacks is there's never a pace issue. Like, there's no stress with those attacks. Like, Peerless Wind God is kind of a cop-out answer, and it would probably be pretty accurate. Oh, I hate this. It's gotta be Exile Doll. It's the worst deck in the entire game. It's not the worst. Artist, maybe. It's not as annoying as Hydra, though. I think on pace, Divine Virtues would be bad, and like I've done Divine Virtues on one miss pace before, and that's twice actually. And even at that, it's still it's rough on one miss pace. So I can't imagine what it's like on perfect pace. Because I don't have that. Okay, you know what that was? That was what it was. I don't have that many runs, like... Because a problem that I have is, like, prior to Aya, I really feel almost no pressure whatsoever. Like, Momiji a little bit, the triple fairies after Momiji a little bit, and the early part of Aya a little bit too, but... To me, I really don't start feeling anything until, like, I get the Peerless Wind God on pace. Like, that's when I'll start to feel it, but I'm also, like, Peerless Wind God is such a brutal attack that it's not until after Fearless Wind God till it's like, hold up. I'm like, oh, hold up, I'm cooking this something. Not really fairy. I will say, probably the most problematic part of this whole run with Reimu A is Exile Doll, though. I dislike Hydro Camo more, but I feel like at this point, like, there's no other answer. It's got to be Exile Doll. Maybe I should go back to timing it out every day. I'm a little low on score. Oh my goodness! Well, the problem is that Stage 4 is compact, probably the hardest part of the run, sort of. But like I think on paper, Stage 4 is probably the hardest part of the run. Do I believe that? I think I believe that by a small margin. I think I put that like very marginally above Stage 6. Although I think it's pretty close. The thing about Stage 4 is there's really no pressure. That's I think the biggest thing that makes Stage 4 not particularly bad on a run. Is the fact that until you're past Stage 4, you really don't feel anything. Like, or until you're past Peerless Wind God, because no matter what, because like, Momiji is difficult, the 3 fairies are difficult, especially with Reimu A, adds a little bit. Tsuruta Cross has its problems. Storm Day is, I feel, is really hit or miss with me. But it really just, so much of the run revolves around Peerless Wind God, of just, no matter what, you either get past her or you don't. And, very spam-like, very books-like. In which it's like, the moment you get past her, you're like, oh, I'm in this. But okay, that was just but I think what Reimu A's biggest problem is unironically probably Exile Doll. The more and more runs I do, the more and more I'm thinking that might be literally the biggest problem. Like, I don't even think Reimu A gets that much of a disadvantage versus Hydro. Like, I honestly think it's kind of mixed. You can't burst it down as fast, but, like, it's hard to perfectly burst Hydro with how it is. And Reimu A has her disadvantages on Aya, but they're not... I don't even think it's that bad. Like, you kind of suffer on Saruta Cross, and so that adds. But Momichi's not any different. Because you, like, as long as you're doing the, as long as you're timing her down to 14 seconds, it ends up being the same with Reimu A as any other character, so Momichi's not different. The 3 fairies at the end stage are definitely a little bit harder, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. I have an asterisk. Saruta Cross is definitely noticeable. Storm, I don't think it really affects Storm Day that much. By much at all. The Nons really don't care. I feel like the Nons, as long as like I'm playing well and like making sure I'm doing what I should be doing, the difference between shot types on the Nons just doesn't matter. And like Fearless Wind God doesn't care what shot type you're using. At least with Reimu, someone's gonna. I gotta add that part because someone's gonna be like, well, Marissa has fatter hitbox, of course, but like. At least one of the Reimu shots, there's no difference. And I honestly might say that Exile Doll is worse than Saruta Cross. For Reimu A specifically. Specifically for Reimu A. Not gonna argue that for another character. Or for another shot type, I should specify. I wonder if it's also worse for Reimu C. Reimu B, it's definitely better for both though. I'd argue Saruta Cross is probably harder as Reimu B than Exile Doll is Reimu B. But I'm also kind of guessing with that one. But both the attack, but honestly, Saruta Cross and Exile Doll are very similar attacks. I definitely feel like I do better on Saruta Cross, but I wonder if some of that is because when I get to it on a run, I am a lot more focused. Or if it literally is just because Exile Doll might be worse. I honestly believe it might be. I don't think Reimu A really struggles on stage 5 compared to any other shot type. I don't think there's anything where the kill time difference varies at all. You could argue on the surface maybe Moses, but even then, Reimu, I don't think Reimu A is that bad to Moses compared to Reimu B. You have less direct damage, but the homing actually does some work on Moses, so you don't fall behind that much. I don't think the rest of that stage 5 adds anything that stands out. Stage 6, you get a lot of... I think stage 6 is probably the stage where homing honestly gets its falls off the most compared to, say, Reimu B. Maybe that's something that can lead to a disconnect with the Aya versus Kaneko argument. Because it probably varies a fair bit depending on who you're playing as. Holy base, I got past that? Unbelievable? Like, I don't think that... I feel like... the difference between Reimu B's, Aya, and Kaneko... How do I word what I'm trying to say? I feel like the difference between Reimu A and Reimu B's Aya is a lot smaller than the difference between their Kaneko. Probably. That's what my intuition tells me. I've been wrong before. I'm not saying this with concrete, my opinion. But it's the thought that I have thought of. Hydro camouflage, my beloved. Die already? Thank you. Good grief. Stage 4 the stage itself. No, Aya's harder than the stage. I will definitely say that. Like, don't get me wrong. The stage 4 has its really problematic portions. It has two and some honorable mentions, and an honorable mention, 2 honorable mentions. It does have 2 parts of the stage that are problematic, definitely. But I will say that the Aya part is definitely worse than the stage. Faux show. You fucking rat. Twice? That's the second time I've died to that today, huh? Like, Momiji is hard, don't get me wrong. Like, Momiji is a very difficult thing that will 100% kill you. But a real question I have to ask is, is Momiji to me harder than Exile Doll or Hydro? I don't know. I put them pretty equally. I'm a lot more confident in my Momiji. Now, whether or not that's actually backed up by statistics is a whole different question of itself. But I feel a lot more confident in my Momijis than I do with my Exiles or my Hydros. Exile Doll, that's a Hina final. Exile Doll is, I think, like, the attack. I think it's probably, like, the second biggest attack, like, difference. I think Exile Doll is either the second or the attack in the game that, if you compare Reimu A to Reimu B, has the second or third biggest gap in difficulty. I think the 3 attacks that really Reimu A I think the 3 things in the game that Reimu A noticeably struggles with more than Reimu B is Exile Doll, Saruta Cross, and Divine Virtues. Divine Virtues probably standing out the most. Because how much extra time it has, but... I think I would put Exile Doll as harder, in my opinion, right now. But maybe that's just my early game bias. But I put those two at 2 and 3. It's not that there isn't other parts in the game where Rainbow A struggles, which has a notable gap, but I think those are the 3 that stand out the most. I played too aggressive there. That was my... I would have been fine if I bought Bug there. Oops, speaking of issues. I did not do that properly. Sits in early game. I mean, it would... Exile Doll would suck ass if it was... Stage 5. But... I don't know how much of a good thing that is. Because the conventional answer, and there is a very fairness to this answer, is that it's quicker to get to, so it's better to reset against. But then it's also more locking in the fact that you're just not going to get your late games because it's the early game is how it works. And this isn't coming from me, but one of the reasons why Mountain of Faith is ranked where it is, generally speaking, on the difficulty scale, is because of its early game. Like, Stage 6 and Stage 4 has its problems, faux show, but, like, its early game is noteworthy. Now, I don't need the LOL K fans coming in here being like, well, it's not as hard as LOL K's early game, which is absolutely true, but definitely one of the harder ones on the market. Like, it's probably better than UFO or LOL K, but I don't know how many other early games. I'm not counting Touhou 20. I'm not familiar with 20 right now. But I don't know how many other early games, like, and by early game I'm talking about Stage 1, 2, and 3. I don't know how many other early games I would rank as harder than this game's. Or would get ranked as such. This game does get a breather with its Stage 5. Its Stage 5 stands out a lot. It really gets a lot of tameness because of how tame its Stage 5 is. Eek! Eek! Okay, we're fine. Anyone on the mouse? They're at the end, so ass. Well, it's not like this game doesn't have that. Is the other thing. Like, the Gets Fairy at the end of Stage 6, you gotta give him his credit. Konako Non 1, you gotta give that credit. Taurus is a really dumbed down version of forget the attack, but Taurus is an honorable mention. And Divine Virtues of Wind God is arguably the hardest spell in the game. Someone's gonna be like, I think there are a lot of people that believe Fearless Wind God's worse, and so that's why I say arguably, but if you don't believe that Divine Virtues is the hardest spell, you're probably in the boat where you're putting it top 3. Okay, it's no PDH, but like, you're still ending the run on a pretty hard attack. Like, she's not as bad as something like, Remy, what's her nuts? Remy or Junko or some of the other top-tier late-game bosses, but I think Konako is really on par with Oku. I think Kaneko gets really on par with Oku. He was run goes everywhere. Yeah, I mean, that's just the nature of runs. Like, even the quote-unquote easier LNNs, like, they kind of get some shade because some people are like, oh, that, you know, that game's easier. There's no, like, brutal attacks, but, like, every game kills. It's the nature of it. But that's the thing that, like, EOSD has going for it. It's that its early game is so smooth, comparatively speaking to, like, to a lot of the other games. EOSD's early game is pretty tame, and then the moment you get to books onwards, it's just brutal. Like, you have arguably the hardest Stage 5 boss in Touhou, and Remy is up there for Stage 6s. Patchy is a little hit or miss depending on your shot type, but that's up there. He shits a lot. EOSD goes from nothing to something. Like, its early game is one of the easier ones, generally speaking. And then it's like a light switch flips. It just goes from being pretty tame to... It might be the hardest late game in the series. Like, USD is probably, like, I'm ignoring 20 for now. But if you compare, like, the other games, like, it houses, like, arguably, like, the second or third hardest, like, game on average. And it boasts that from, like, oh, here's actually a pretty damn tame early game. And by pretty tame, I mean a really tame early game. And then it just throws everything into the wall in the late game. Right? Generally, every game has its ups and downs. LOL-K's early game is hell. And then it's kind of mid-game gives you a breather. A little bit shot type dependent at times. 16 feels similar. 16's all in the very, very final. The dancers are hard. The dancers are a problem, and Okina has her issues. It's definitely not the same as EOSD, but it really does house a lot of that similarity, conceptually at least. Honestly, like, if you're at the LNN point, like, depending on your shot type, if you're using a spring or summer shot type, Stage 4 is still difficult. Oh wait, Stage 4 is definitely difficult. I wouldn't count it the same as EOSD, although it probably, again, does vary depending on your shot type. That stage portion of Hidden Star. Hidden Star is not the most popular game, so it doesn't get looked at a ton, but it's definitely a very noteworthy Stage 4. I think it's glossed over a little bit. But one of the weird things about Hidden Star is it's one of the very few games where it boasts itself on its final. On, like, the final attack of the run being the hardest part of the run. And that's not something that, like, most games say. Like, a lot of runs have the hardest part probably on Stage 6. That's not, like, that crazy. But the final attack of the run, and it being so, like, such a great wall compared to everything else. First Touhou game? You're not the first person I've ever seen tell me that. I like to see it. I feel like Hidden Star gets a little much shade at times. I do quite enjoy it. I don't love Release, but I like a lot of the bosses. Well, I don't like Narumi. Specifically Bullet Golem. But a big problem with Hidden Star, and by I don't mean it's like a bad thing about the game, but a big, like, difficulty about the run is just the fact that It's like there's a number of like hard things in the game, but it all just like everything that's like hard and hidden star just pales to if you're playing at least if you're playing in spring or summer, it just pales to the final. It's kind of a 1cc issue with the game, and it's kind of a LNN issue. They actually share a similar problem, and that so much of the run is just bolstered around this. Have I screwed myself? I have died to this 3 times today. What is wrong with me? Like the middle of that. I don't remember having the strongest opinions, but the thing is after LOL-K, I didn't spend too much time in the games, as I kind of what cleared them all in relative. Like every game after LOL-K, I did in under a week. So I didn't spend like a ton of time to get the strongest opinion on a lot of these bosses. I think UFO is probably the one game that is like that is consistent from start to finish as being pretty hard. Like, I'd say it's the game with the least breathers. It's not the hardest game in the series, at least for LNN purposes. It's very much up there. I think it's probably the game with the least breathing room. Like, not that it doesn't lack its easier proportions or its easier attacks, but there's no, like, boss or, like, stage that I'm like, oh, yeah, that's... Because, like, LOL-K. LOL-K is arguably the hardest game in the series, ignoring 20. But, like, people can sit there and be like, oh, yeah, that stage 4 is a notable breather. Okay, I guess, yeah. Like UFO doesn't have the massive, like, power spike that a lot of games have, where it's like, oh, here's this thing that, like, stands out a lot. Stage 5 is probably the hardest part in the game. Like, the Stage 5 stage portion is probably the hardest Stage 5 stage portion in any game, but it just maintains kind of the same difficulty curve, like, a very consistent difficulty curve throughout the game. Like, don't underestimate Stage 1 with Nazrin. Hogasa is not the hardest Stage 2 by any means, but she's really up there. Stage 3 has a number of troublesome parts. Stage 4, same thing. Murasa has her notable issues. Stage 5 is probably the thing that stands out the most about the game. Like I said, it's probably the hardest stage portion, and if you compare Stage 5s, it's probably, like, top 3, if you include, like, the boss as well. So that does stand out a good bit. And, Stage 6 has... I mean, the Stage 6 stage portion's not too bad, but it's also kind of short. And don't underestimate Byakuren. She's got a number of... Like, she's by no means a top 2 Stage 6 boss, probably. But... Oh, I picked up all that. Rest in peace, Faith. Not that my faith was particularly high at this point, anyway. Oh, best OST's true. Too. I think the thing in UFO's OST that stands out to me is that Stage 4. That's the thing that like, I like a lot of its OST, don't get me wrong, but I generally do for, like, every Touhou game. But, like, that Stage 4 just stands out so much to me. Like to click Big Attack? Yeah, because, like, arguably the hardest attack in the entire run is, what? Grand Treasure, is it called? which is a difficult attack, but it doesn't stand out, right? It's not, like, if you know the game, obviously, you're like, ooh, shit, greatest treasure, okay. I knew it was GT, and it was something treasure. I couldn't remember the specifics. But, like, you know, when you think of a lot of games, like, honestly, USD, you can look at a few different things. Honestly, like, arguably, you have books, and if you want to look at, like, an actual attack, then you go, like, Meister, right? PCB, you look at spam, you sit there and be like, okay, you know, spam is, like, spam. You go Imperishable Knight. I mean, Imperishable Knight has its issues, like its final attack. Like, Kaguya Final, what is it, Rising World stands out a bit. I guess that game doesn't have, like, the biggest standout, but Boost Diamond, yeah, I mean, Boost Diamond stuff. This game, like, obviously, Peerless Wind God and Divine Virtues are noteworthy. Good Omen are 9, 8.4 respectively. I mean, I could see why. Like GT is brutal. It's a little shot type dependent. Like, how many waves you can kill it in really shows a lot. But I think that's, like, the thing that really goes to show how brutal that Stage 5 is. Like, the stage portion. Like, everyone looks at Show and curvy lasers as, like, this sucks. And it does suck, don't get me wrong, I hate curvy lasers, but... the series, yeah. It's like, just that stage portion is so brutal. Like, you have that spam-like portion at the end, and you got that mid-boss that's just disgusting. It's not like the rest of it is, like, easy. Me on my way to do the worst lines on, Ogane possible challenge. Yeah. But that's the other thing. Like, it's not... I'd say amongst people in the gameplay scene who, like, know UFO, like, obviously you're sitting there and... Oh, fucking bitches, I hate that. Oh, Exile Doll is the attack that makes me not want to play homing. I'm not giving up homing, but oh boy, does that make me want to give up homing sometimes. Like, I like Divine Virtue, so the homing difference doesn't really bother me, but oh, buddy, Exile Doll. But, you know, when you think about games, it's like, you think about LOL-K, you think about PDH. You think about USD, like, think about books, you think about Meister. Like, a lot, you think about this game, Peerless Wind God, and even Divine Virtue, like I said. Like, a lot of games have those, like, PCB with spam. UFO, like, as hard as the GT is, it's just not, it doesn't have that pop. I'd argue that, like some other games have for, like, ooh, that attack. Oh, that attack. Miles the Goose? What did it mean it's the goose? Yo, you got this game, but dude, you got that Conoco final. Yo, that's literally the duck, dude. Oh my gosh, it's literally the swan of the game. Wait, is the goose the name of the attack? God, something changing. Oh, whatever. Tripper goose. Oh, okay, I see. She's literally the goose, bro. Hidden Star, you obviously have Okina's Spring and Summer Finals. Those are standout. And, like, it doesn't even have to be the hardest attack in the game, but, like, oftentimes, like, attacks that really stand out, like, design-wise, I'd argue. like they stand out because of the design of the attack. I'd argue, what's the attack called? UNR. I mean, I guess UNR is probably the second hardest attack in the run, if you count Cat's Walk. And that attack really stands out, I feel. That and the Heater Flare. I think Perfect Freeze really stands out. Really the highlight attack of that game. Of course, yeah. And AEW has the entire game. Like, come on. Would Boab no safe spot be close to UNR in difficulty? I don't know how Boab is with no safe spot. Because, like, the spirits at the... thank you, Nui-sama, for the raid. I appreciate it. We're just dying to Exile Doll over and over. Because the Boab spirits at the end of Stage 6 are pretty consistent. So I feel like if you... I feel like it's probably harder, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's fairly consistent, but I don't actually know. Because I really have not touched that attack myself, so I'd have to ask... it's like revolting to say, but the needle... oh, it's hard to get at the needle players. You know, I wasn't looking. Some of the lowest fares actually eggling. Really? Spirits are slow. Yeah, they're definitely slower than actual Boab, but the problem is, how much does that, like, carry over still, right? I don't actually know. Which fairies are laying eggs? You tell me Daisei is a certified egg layer? I guess I gotta add her to the list of, like, of the conversation. Rainbow's A Hearts pattern. Yeah, because Rainbow A has Flying Insect. Double Active Butterfly. I mean, Double Active Butterfly is hard, but I'm pretty sure from the players I've heard talk about it is that Flying Insect Nest is arguably the worst. I think it's free. It's literally free, bro. Source? I capped it before. It's literally free. Oh, yeah, rest in peace, Faith. It's over. It's Minariko over. Like, I'm sure it varies a bit from person to person. Different people have different opinions, obviously. I don't think there's, like... I think if you're comparing attacks of similar difficulty, I don't know if there's ever really a right or wrong answer at times, but... I remember playing not UFO, Subterranean, having some people come in and actually, like, when talking about some of the hard attacks, would be like, yeah, I think Flying Insect Nest is actually, like, the worst. I don't have enough experience again. I've played Reimu against the Reimu A Satori before, but I really don't have, like, much experience besides, like, 2 attempts on each of the attacks to really say much. And you tell me about Reimu B! So for that, I'm mostly going off of like what I've seen, what it kind of looks like to me, and the opinions of people I've heard. I know, scandalous. Oh, whatever. This wasn't a Faith run anyway. World Records Jover. Hanukkah over. Yeah, I was playing well at the beginning, but the caffeine's begun to wear off, so I think it's time to pack up. I've washed. Man, who's the other Satori fight that's put in the top tier for difficulty? I forget off the top of my head. So I remember hearing Alan tell me, like, what his ranking was. It was like Reimu A, something else, one of the Marissas, and then Reimu B. I can't remember who he had it second for the Satoris. It's probably like Marissa C, knowing that game, but I don't actually know. I am very warm right now. I need to turn the temperature down here.
Anyway, that is a little big.
Okay, Hina. Keener. I will still always talk about how much I love the half spin she does on this attack. Every time she starts shooting, she does a half spin and cancels it. Cancels the spin, because the spinning ends when the attack ends. That's a living undying stone. Yeah, that's a goose. Yeah, but to be fair, when I was talking about attacks earlier, I was also very specifically referring to games as like not including Touhou 20 right now. I hate you, Exile. She hit 900 with a skateboard. Who is she? Are you talking about Hina or are you talking about someone else? Because that would determine my answer. Hina spinning? I don't know if Hina could. So, like, are you referring to Aya or are you referring to, like, something like Hina or someone else? Alright, can we get a Tony Hawk's Pro Skate mod with Hina as playable character? I should probably comment this right now. I've never played Tony Hawk's Pro Skate. Hack a human! It's best there, obviously. Although I think she can also get the best speed, too. Just like, with the way. I mean, like, wind, hello? I love this attack so very much. It's my favorite attack in the game. First time I've died to it today. This one got stanky gap grind. What does that mean? Around full speed jumps gap, okay. I was gonna say, you said gap grind. I was like, she's not Yukari. I'm too Touhou. I'm too Touhou pilled every time I hear the word gap. SMH my head. Ooh, we got the early fairy. Let's go. She said that. Why have I been making you do that? Seems, questionable. I like how Midoriko shows up pissed. I guess Reimu's kept threatening to eat her there. That's a great gap. And probably not today, or tomorrow for that matter, or the next week. Who knows about the next month? Maybe by the end of the year. I have to neuter this this exile doll situation if I want to actually get an LNN. But I definitely don't have the brain power to do that right now. That's for show. Maybe tomorrow. I need to remember tomorrow when I start up. I start doing some practice to At least I like Exile Doll slightly more than I do, Hydro. So it doesn't tilt me as much to practice it. Eat. So free, bro. If you live the attack, it's literally free. Ooh, I'm pretty high in faith right now, or I usually am. I feel like I'm down like 10k from like some of my peaks, so that's pretty good. Yeah, 77. Is that for the second time today, actually? We're so back. 73 Xenos, pretty good for my paces. Problem is, I kind of want to time out, do timeouts of Exile Dollars practice, but the problem is the last half of that fight is so different than the first half. When you're timing it out. Of exiling the doll. So she exiled my doll until I could shoot him. That's kind of nice. I was actually really happy with that one. Stroke my own ego a little bit. Just to die like a little punk. Human. Thank you for dying there. I just need to remember to, like, after the first set of those fairies to go back. 154 pre-Notori? Sheesh! I just need to remember that after the first set of fairies to go back to kill the left one quickly. Like, the left one wants to be the one you prioritize first. Maybe you can't kill it before it gets the last wave off, but for whatever reason, being in the left just baits the bullets better than being on the right. I think that was just the mistake I was making in those runs earlier. really clean lines. Never underestimate illusionary waterfall, and it will be a problem at times if you let it. Neato. Now for the stage of hopes and dreams. And other things. And a lot of other things. You know, sometimes you have the line and then whoops, you double tap by accident. Hee hee. I'm so quirky at times. Oh, that was actually such a good play, too. But I just moved too much. I get up here, be right back. I'm back. Okay, it's getting a little late for this, but I'll keep going a bit more. Okay, we got the early ferry. That wasn't the best Faith collection. I should have stalled. My world record score run is over. I did the same gap as I tried earlier. You know, I'm running out of juice. Hello, 11. That's touchy. Yeah, might be. I totally meant to, but I actually got the ascending counter, not the descent counter. That was totally my bad. Oops. Sorry, next run for sure is Tenchi run, right? Next run for sure. Listen, we'll get her in heaven, right? We'll totally get to the post game. We'll get to heaven. We'll find like a power Tenchi, and we'll be so back. You know, I saw you 11. That reminded me of like, oh yeah, play an Aya later. And then that just made me, and then I just remembered, oh, Alice is on trial again. Oh. Surely it'll be fine this time, right? Surely. A much better faith gathering. It's late, okay? It's like quarter to 9 almost, 20 to 9. I think that was wrong. I don't think there's that much faith to be generated there. Amelia Alice today. How can we break my brain today? Although I probably won't finish this trial today. Why would you just V me? Why would you W me? So it probably won't break my brain entirely today. Surely. Yeah, went too quickly. No, mind break. Well, I mean, my mind's already been broken from that game before, so. I got the 20 million, but at what cost? 2,000 faith. It's Jover. And I did not get max faith off of that attack either. Runs over. It's Minariko over. Yeah, definitely. The Tiers 3 substream. I don't even know if I can do that. Because, like, I can turn on sub-only mode, but I think it's just, like, just sub-exclusive. I don't know if there's anything... I don't think I can make it a tier sub, like, specifically. Although, maybe if I click the sub-only option... It'll... I'll bet you if I do some Duolingo collab. Every time I open up stream, it's like Twitch is always telling me, yo, you should gift a subscription. But for every reason, these last, like, 2 days, I open it up, and it's like the Duolingo thing sitting there being like, yo, you want to gift a sub right now? I'm like, what do you want from me, Duolingo? Minus 9k. Okay, this truly is the Faith Jover run. Doing. She couldn't have helped a homie out, giving me some more, give me a slightly quicker kill. She didn't really move much. But that was still a 6er, right? That's still pretty good. 384 is pretty solid here. Like, I'm short, but most of that's from earlier. I'm just prepared to have Flawed help defend Alice. Who knows? I can't predict anything with with that game. Except the patchy one. But even then, when I think I predicted it, it just throws a curveball on you. And just makes you regret. Okay, let's try to get... Come on, game. Give me... Come on, Hina. Give me one last show for the road. Hina's good at spinning. Do you think Hina would make a good pole dancer? You don't have to bottom hug. You really still don't have to bottom hug. Any green-haired goddesses not Hina? I don't think so, but... I'm not the smartest on, like, who exactly are goddesses. Yuka's a goddess in my heart. $80 million going to XFL is pretty good still. That was actually pretty nice, pretty generous. Come on, Hydro! Kill the two Kasume fans. Hey, I like Kasume. Okay, I saw the Ace Attorney Kasume art. That was goated. Although most of the sprites in Aya Attorney are straight fire. Although the best design, the best art was still the Iku one. That's not particularly in question. It's not the best fairy killing I've ever done, but it's pretty fine. $111? Hack a human! I cannot, for the life of me, stand this attack sometimes. And thus, here I am in all of my glory. I think that's one of the things that makes Exile Doll so bad, is the fact that you know even after you get past Exile... Like, that's one thing that Hydro does have the advantage of. You get past Hydro, and you're kind of, like, feeling good for a while. But the problem is, you get past Exile Doll, and you know that Hydro's still right there. Like, you can't even be happy getting past Exile Doll because Hydro exists. Like, that's the thing. You get past Hydro, you can feel good. You can feel happy. You can feel content. But you can't do that with Exile. It's like, as bad as Exile is, you're still not even out of the early game with it. That's why I keep that Siege Push after. So true. Yeah, one more try being Rico. Should have let her shot the next wave. Oh, that was really bad for faith clearing. Still get a ton here. That was I delayed that slightly, but I need to sped that up slightly more. Pretty good score, or pretty good faith. Like, I generally didn't lose much via timer. I'm expecting to be like a 7, yeah.
Ooh, 70? 71 too?
I think that's the highest I've hit all day. That was ugly. She did not move to the right at all. 78 going to Gane, that's pretty good. I'm only like 2 mil shy of my PBs going into this usually. And that was just a big ol' nothing, because that's what Exile Doll does to you. Oh, we'll be back tomorrow.